Are you planning your first trip to Venice and not sure where to begin?
What's your head?
I recently went to Venice for the first time, and I can give you an idea of what to do, where to stay, and how to get around in Venice.
Welcome to Venice!
Yay!
Grazie mille!
Another courtyard. To see the city, to get lost.
And if you've already been to Venice before, let's relive our memories together.
I love Venice!
So without further ado, here's how to spend 2 days in Venice. Wow, so many people.
Here it is.
Here it is.
You can see the dome from a distance, but the canals are right here.
As soon as you step foot in Venice, you will be blown away by the canals. But then you will probably start wondering how you're gonna get around here. Lucky for you, Venice is a surprisingly walkable city. Thanks to all the bridges, you can literally walk from one end of the city to the other in an hour or two. And most bridges have ramps, so it's accessible for everyone.
So it looks like Venice is more walkable than I expected. So today we're gonna be on foot the whole day.
No cars here, so the streets are actually walkable.
That's true.
Plus, there are no cars in the city center, which makes walking even more enjoyable. But if you do get tired of walking, you can always hop on a water taxi. There are a few different options, and the cheapest is Vaporetto. A single ticket costs about 10 euros, but you can also buy a day pass or multi-day pass to save some money. If you're just planning to explore the city center, you probably won't need a pass. I only used the Vaporetto twice during my stay.
So we actually last minute changed our plan and decided to take the water taxi because we found a route that goes the other side of Venice that we won't get to see. So I thought this would be a great way to kind of explore and see the other side of Venice. Alright. 4.2, that's our water taxi right there.
There were a number of seats inside of the bus, which was nice to have on a cold, windy day.
That's our hotel.
Next question you might have is where to stay. Since the city center is small, it doesn't really matter where you are as long as you are close to the canal. With that said, we chose our hotel based on 3 things: walkability from the train station, affordability, and proximity to the water.
A lot of people saying do not bring big luggage to Venice because if you are taking a water taxi, you might be charged the extra and it'll be more hassle to get on a boat, to get on a taxi. So
we found a hotel that's just a 10-minute walk from the train station. And most of the bridges have ramps, so carrying our luggage wasn't a problem.
easy.
Hey.
Hotels in Venice are expensive, even in the shoulder season. Our usual budget is 200 euros per night, but we had to splurge a little bit for Venice. So we found a boutique hotel for 250 euros per night. It was a pretty good deal considering the location and the quality of the room.
The best hotel we had in Italy.
Yeah.
Who knew it would be in Venice? I thought in Venice everything is old and shabby, but I guess not.
So if your budget is similar to mine, I highly recommend checking out hotels in the historic Venetian ghetto neighborhood. It's a vibrant area with a lot of canal-side restaurants and cafes.
So it just dawned on me what googly is. We're here staying in this neighborhood, googly.
Yeah.
Googly here all the time, but it seems familiar. It's the ghetto, it's the original ghetto. That's where the word ghetto comes from.
If you are interested in learning more about the history of the ghetto, There are walking tours available. I'll link them in the description. Alright, now that we've covered the basics of getting around and where to stay, let's talk about how to enjoy Venice. Let's start with food. If you are a foodie, you gotta try sardine in sour. It's made with sardines marinated in vinegar and onions, topped with raisins. It's a classic Venetian dish that's been around for centuries.
Everything is sprinkled on. It's totally delicious.
Yeah.
It was originally a fisherman's dish because it was cheap and it lasted a long time. Another dish you must try in Venice is the cuttlefish ink risotto. This dish may not have originated in Venice, but inarguably, Venice makes a really good one. If you are into umami flavor, you will love this. Don't forget to add polenta, the northern Italian staple.
Very intense, and this is very mild, so they are very welcome.
When you are in Venice, you will find baccari everywhere. These are small bars that serve drinks and cicchetti, which are small snacks. Cicchetti are authentically Venetian, so don't offend the locals by calling them tapas.
Wow, like this. With this view. That's a sandwich.
All of this was 18 euros, and we had 39 euro breakfast in Rome, and it was terrible. We like Venice so far. We love it. I highly recommend. This is the best place we've had our breakfast so far in Italy. If you're near here, check this place out.
As we step outside the Baccaro, we saw another iconic Venetian creation, the gondola.
Take a look at this beautiful gondola. Wow, look at the craftsmanship here.
Let's take a quick break from the food tour to talk about some of the best attractions in Venice.
So it goes to the Rialto Bridge, St. Angelo, San Marco, and it's 80 euros. So it's 80 euros up to maximum 5 people per gondola for 30 minutes ride.
Unfortunately, I caught a cold on my trip and I had to skip it. But even watching people enjoy the ride was pretty fun.
Now I want to know how to row gondola now. It's pretty narrow. I'm sure there is even narrower canal than this, but he was like a fish. He was just so smooth. Ooh. Wow. Oh, nice water. So nice and relaxing, just strolling around, surrounded by this old. How old are these? Can be.
Yeah, 300-400 years.
300.
Some a little newer, but still very, like the streets themselves are old.
Speaking of historical landmarks, let's check out the Rialto Bridge, the oldest bridge in Venice, dating back to 1173. That's more than a century old.
Before it was a pontoon bridge, like a floating bridge, from like 1100 almost, yeah. So the stone version of this was 1591.
Yeah, look at this. It's like stone, like really sturdy.
It spans the Grand Canal and the view from the top is pretty sweet. Rialto Bridge is one of the main attractions, so there's usually a long line of people wanting to take a photo at the entrance. If you don't feel like waiting, just cross the bridge. You'll find a spot that's just as good without the crowds.
So I don't know how deep the water is here, but there's no safety net, so you really need to be careful. I don't think it's that deep.
I was wrong. The water in the city center is actually pretty deep, around 5 meters, and swimming is not allowed.
Even the window at the restaurant looks out onto the canal, and there's gondolas passing by the entire time.
Wow. So the $1 million view is everywhere in Venice.
Yes.
It's just like even in your toilet window.
Yes.
So colorful.
Another must-see historical landmark in Venice is St. Mark's Square. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations, and it's surrounded by some of the most iconic buildings of Venice, including St. Mark's Basilica, Doge's Palace, St. Mark's Campanile. Make sure to buy tickets to these places in advance. We didn't have enough time to go inside the museum on this trip, but even just looking at these buildings from the outside was amazing.
This is the political and religious and social center of Venice. Between this and that post, what happened here? Some
All
dark
the
history.
executions used to happen here in between these two posts. I think it's early in the morning. Like in the morning, they do executions here and then go on with their day. So this is the prison, and the last thing that people see before they enter the prison was that walkway over the bridge. So the little window is the last view of like Venice and water before they lose all their freedom.
So today is Sunday morning, like around 9:30 a.m. The street is much emptier than yesterday. Maybe also today is the Easter, so a lot of schools are still closed. I don't know if they're gonna open later or not. Oh, this is our favorite breakfast spot. That's closed. You think closed for the day?
Sunday night.
Oh, it's closed for the day. But the good thing is we get to enjoy very peaceful side of Venice today. Empty and not many people.
Venice was the last stop on our trip to Italy. After all the tours and museum hopping in Rome and Florence, we were so ready to slow down and just enjoy the city. And Venice was just the perfect place for that. We did a lot of walking around and some souvenir shopping.
Oh, Ferrari. You totally belong here now.
We also indulged in delicious and fresh seafood and pasta day and night.
So did you find the bathroom okay?
Yes, I had to go all the way outside and then cross the canal, and there's a little tap that you can wash your hands and you can use the canal for number one. Just kidding. That's what I was told by the server, but he was just joking. Yeah. People here are so funny. I love it.
We had to follow the Instagram crowd and check out this popular bookstore.
Gondola filled with books. I guess you hear everyone. They're talking with each other, signaling with each other. I guess everybody living here should have one. Should have one gondola.
To commute.
To commute, yeah, to commute.
Well, I was wrong again. Today, there are only about 400 gondolas left in Venice, and they are mostly used for tourism.
Robinson Crusoe. Canoe, but nice canoe, like made with wood. Very antique. Just realized that actually probably most of these books are written in Italian, right?
Yeah, even the English literature.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Chopin, maybe I want to check this out, but I think it's Conversando do Chopin.
On your way out, you can see this staircase made out of books that were damaged by floods.
So this looks like it was a door before. The first step is built. It's already under the water, like a good amount. The global sea level is rising continuously. Just half of this is submerged, like some things are already submerged.
That's our hotel, right near the canal. I'm gonna miss this view.
We took an express water bus to get to the airport.
that was a police
How cool.
cruising around.
How cool are those police cars, huh?
Yeah. It'll be tricky to catch a criminal, you know, because you have to stop and swim out of
Okay,
the
42.
water.
This is not the orange line, is it?
Our bus arrived on time, but here's the thing. We didn't have tickets. There's no ticket booth at our station, but we were told that we could buy the tickets on board. Turns out, when we got off the boat at the airport, they took us to the ticket booth and made sure that we bought a ticket there.
I was a little bit nervous, like, okay, are we gonna go to jail because we didn't have a
Is there going to
ticket?
be a big fine on that?
Yeah, big fine, or like, I'm glad that there was no drama.
Venice is truly a unique and magical city. I know that I only scratched the surface on this trip, and I can't wait to go back soon and explore the neighboring islands and more. If you enjoyed this video, check out my trips to Rome and Florence and my travel essential video in the description. So don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching.